It means that we've had, for the last 3 years, a pretty sluggish performance overall, quite a bumpy performance, but sluggish performance overall. Broadly, it leaves the economy having recovered about half of the total fall since the peak in the first quarter of 2008. I think we're now something like 3.3% below the peak. That's about half of the total fall that was experienced. The performance of the sectors was actually quite different this time. The production sector fell by 1.8%. Now, that figure was very much affected by the fact that there was extensive and seasonally late maintenance of one of the North Sea oil fields. So taking out that effect from the North Sea, that would have accounted for something like 0.2% of GDP. Having said that, within the production sector, manufacturing, the largest sector, also fell by 1.5%. Services, that's about 70% of the economy, on the other hand, was flat. No change in either direction. And construction, just to bring up the rest, grew by 0.3%. Typically at this stage we would quote a margin of error of plus or minus 0.2% in both directions. For that reason it's probably right not to take these figures completely literally. The other effect to take into account, by the way, is the fact that the Olympics, because we didn't have Olympics in the fourth quarter, we did in the third quarter, that will also have had an effect on the figures. In particular, ticket sales recorded in the third quarter obviously didn't occur in the fourth quarter, and again that will have accounted for something like 0.2% up to 0.2% of the GDP estimate. So taking all that into account and the effect that there is the possibility of revisions in both directions, broadly it's probably best to think about this as a flattish performance for the quarter as a whole in underlying terms.